What's going on, everybody? And I am your host, Black Vegas, aka Mike. Most of you know me on this channel as Mike, but if you follow me on YouTube on my other channel, you know me as the Black Vegas. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays to all of you guys. It is December 23rd, 2016, and we're wrapping up this year. There'll probably be one more Wise Guy Digest, so don't fear. This is not the last Wise Guy Digest of 2016, but I want to kind of use this one as a year in review so I can get all the angst and all the opinions out. Of course, hopefully we'll be doing another His Point Her View podcast where me and my co-host Katina can talk about our views on 2016 and what we're looking forward to as far as 2017 is concerned. But for the Wise Guy Digest, I just wanted to do a quick summary of some of the things that stood out to me in 2016. And of course, next time I'll probably use that as an opportunity to discuss some of the things that will um, probably stand out to me in 2017, at least that I'm looking forward to. So, first of all, let's just go ahead and run through the biggest thing in 2016, which was the election. Of course, it was a crazy ride. You heard me and my co-host Katina on his point, her view go off several times, and you've heard me if you follow my other channel go off on certain things. The whole election was just a big example of how one bipartisanship is ridiculous in this country. Before the election, it was people attacking each other. You know, liberals going after Trump people, calling them deplorables. The quote unquote deplorables going after the liberals, wanting to see them cry and hating how they just loved uh, letting all these different groups like Muslims and gays take over the country and ruin it, and things like that. Just fucking just dumb shit on both sides. Of course, the dumbest shit happened, which is Donald Trump won. And he justified a lot of the ill will that people who follow him, people who had racist, homophobic, um, just horrible opinions, sexist. He validated them. What's worse is that he gave voice to something that I find extremely ugly, and that is conservatives who felt like they were being beaten by liberals and treated horribly. Now they're starting to treat liberals horribly, and we're having the same effect. Like the liberals who like to make fun of conservatives, conservatives complained about feeling, and this goes back to the Colin Moriarty thing, which I will always go back to because that shocked me the most that he felt that childish about it. Um, the whole idea is that you feel like liberals just sat and made fun of us and treated us bad. Now it's our turn to, get back at you, and this is what you deserve for making me feel bad. I said it before, I said it again. We've gotten to the point now in politics where both sides, liberal and conservative, or however you want to put it, left wing, right wing, Republican, Democrats, it's all gotten to a very childish, immature state where people are more concerned with making the other side pay or hurting the other side's feelings than they are with the state of the country. And that was my biggest gripe about Trump getting elected, was that this guy has no experience. He really doesn't want to be president. You can kind of tell. He did it for the ego boost. He got the ego boost. Now he's running rampant with it. You're seeing him going on these Twitter wars, going back and forth, crying, bitching, moaning. This guy has a serious complex. He needs to be loved and he needs to be revered. He probably did this whole thing just to prove that he's better than what people think. But the reality is, we don't need a president who feels that way. We don't need a president who gets on Twitter and complains and tries to like throw shots at celebrities because people don't want to perform at his inauguration. Who gives a fuck about who wants to perform at your inauguration? You should give a fuck about that shit, because your job as president isn't concerning whether or not you're popular enough to get all the cool kids to show up to your party. Your fucking concern should be, okay, what do I need to do to correct what issues I see wrong with this country, or what things that, clearly stand out that need to be addressed to help benefit the citizens of the United States, as well as the policies and the diplomacy that's going to be needed to continue to build upon what has become a more global world, and to build the peace between nations and bridge gaps and things like that, and hopefully bring things to a point where you don't have to need to worry about whether or not you're going to have tension with different groups. You want to make it so that everybody respects everybody, and we can do business and with other countries in a very amicable way, so that we don't have to worry about offending people. Of course, he doesn't care about offending people. He's been saying all types of shit. He's been making false promises, using lots of bravado, and he's not even in office yet. And that's the thing that troubles me. And that's what we should all be concerned about. We should be concerned about whether liberals get their just desserts or whether conservatives get their just desserts. No. People, I need you to stop. And maybe if we, as a people, matured and held all of these elected officials accountable when they act immature, they'll stop doing that and focus on the task at hand. But we help perpetuate that and make this whole us against them thing such a big deal. And that's the most disappointing thing. Beyond him getting elected, of course, the thing about him getting elected, again, it's not necessarily the man, although the man is showing himself to have too many flaws, um, bad judgment, and bad behavior, which hopefully somebody who, one of these people he elected, will be strong enough to pull him aside and be like, yo, calm the fuck down and get your shit together. You know what I mean? Um, but it's just more disappointing because it's like now you see people who voted for him because they thought that he really felt how he said he felt about stuff like building walls and Muslim registrations, which I still don't necessarily 100% believe that's what he wanted. And he came out and said himself at his own rallies, which I find weird. President going on a victory lap. Never saw that really before. But instead of sitting there trying to work out what's your agenda with your cabinet selectees and all your trusted aides, you're going to fucking victory lap. Come on, dude. Get your ego together. Anyway, but even he said at these rallies, yo, yeah, I said that. It sounded good, but man, he actually said that. He was like, yeah, it sounded good when I said it, right? But I'm not with that anymore. And it's like, okay, so you got these people worked up who some of them are going not even paying attention to the fact that you're telling them, you know what, I was just kicking a bunch of bullshit to get over. Um, they're not caring about that because they feel like now because they got their guy in, it's all good. It's open season on being like a bigot, being a racist, being sexist, being homophobic, and all that stuff. Um, and that was my biggest concern. It's like you just encourage some very bad people to behave very badly, openly, and do some things. But we've seen hope. We've seen that society isn't all with it. We've seen like students, that girl who got attacked at Baylor, who the student body rallied around and protested against the people who tried to come at her, and like did a show of unity by escorting her on campus so she don't get bothered anymore. Things like that, the rallies that you see against the police brutality and things like that of all kinds, like against the guy with Alzheimer's, any black person, just anybody, period. It's like, I think people who aren't with that whole bipartisanship thing are kind of now the people, like, I know how a lot of conservatives who celebrated Trump's victory said part of it was because conservatives are sick of being treated like they're like the downtrodden and stuff like that. Well, I think in the midst of these people rising up and feeling justified in a lot of their ignorant feelings, you're getting the like a rising of people who are more conscious and like, you know what, this whole us against them thing is stupid. This is not what it should be about. There are bigger issues that we should be attending to, and hopefully that's the attitude that will continue to grow. Because I got to tell you, I'm sick and tired of the whole back and forth thing. Look, we should vote for our elected officials by looking at what type of person they are, what their agenda is, and whether or not we feel like what they want to do is to benefit everybody as a whole and to help this country stay strong, healthy, and its citizens to all be treated fairly and equally. That should be the biggest agenda, not whether or not we get a Republican in office or a Democrat in office or independent or what have you. Pick the best person that you feel should run. And I just think this election was an example of how it was never about who's the best person. It's about us beating them for both sides. And the us beating them mentality has gotten us where we are now politically. Hopefully, people will realize that that shit just is not cool. Of course, we had lots of celebrity deaths. Memorable ones: Prince, Muhammad Ali, Robin Thicke. I'm not Robin Thicke. Sorry, Alan Thicke. Robin Thicke's father. Um, it's just been a lot of celebrity death. It's been a very like crazy year. 2016 has been, as the kids would say, quite savage in all fronts, politically, with people's lives, socially speaking, with all the shootings that have been happening, the wrongful deaths by policemen, beatings and things like that. You've had sports controversy, like you just had the recent thing with Mixon from Oklahoma, who got caught. It finally came out that he punched a woman in the face after he got angry, shit like that. Um, you have people writing books like George Call, calling out Carmelo and talking like mad shit about him, Kenya Martin and J.R. Smith. Although I will say, like, some of that stuff, I definitely do think probably is true. Um, Although I will say this, when it comes to Carmelo Anthony, I don't know what type of person he is off court. On the court, sure, I'll agree with the sentiment that I thought that he was selfish when he was younger. And I think that his need to have as many shots as possible kind of hurts his team. I don't know what George Karl was talking about as far as the man himself, because I don't know the man. I can only go by what I see on court. It's just like the J.R. Smith thing. Yeah, I agree. J.R. Smith takes horrible shots. He's gotten better, I think, with Cleveland. I think because he doesn't necessarily get to touch the ball as much as he did when he was with the Knicks. I think he's calmed down a little, but at the same time, come on, guys, y'all know how J.R. Smith was. That dude would take some of those damnedest shots in his career. Kenya Martin, I've never thought anything negative really towards him, so I was more surprised about George Karl and his opinion of him. But overall, that George Karl book, I mean, hey, it's going to sell numbers because of what he said, because there's a lot of people who feel like that about Carmelo. I mean, again, I don't think that he's that much of a benefit as the number one option on the team. I honestly think that if he's the second or third person, he's great. But it is what it is. What else do we have in 2016? It's just been a lot of gaming. Got to go to the gaming thing because I talked about sports, I talked about entertainment, politics. So we're gonna go to the gaming thing, and then we're gonna wrap this up because I'm going to do a more extended, long-term, longer podcast. It's just tonight I'm really tired of work and all that, but gaming. I thought gaming overall was pretty decent year. Some standouts that I loved. I did a list of my top five experiences as far as gaming, as far as what I played, and it was Overwatch, Uncharted 4, Battlefield 1. Uh, damn, I just drew a blank on the other two. Overwatch, Uncharted 4, Mafia 3 was definitely one, and number five. What was number five? Because it's not MLB, although that was on the mentions. So it's Titanfall. Cannot remember number five. Gosh, you got to watch the video. But yeah, those were games that stood out the most to me. It was a solid year. Definitely a solid year. But hey, I'm gonna hit you guys up later. Just wanted to do this quick video. Hopefully, I'll see you guys after Christmas. I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, happy, safe holiday. Be good to your family. Even if you don't celebrate the holidays, enjoy it. Have a good day. Have a good day off, or just enjoy. Just be well. That's the point of me saying. And I guess that rolls into kind of the editorial thing really quick. When somebody says Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever, they're just well wishing you. Don't get too upset, people. Just accept people wishing you well and leave it alone. Even if you don't believe in the whole Christmas is about Jesus, or the whole mass marketing that we've made this damn holiday where people just go out and spend way too fucking much money on bullshit. You know what I mean? Um, just be blessed, be well, enjoy, and of course, we will see you next time. So just wanted to do that quick monologue on the year in review. I will give you a full episode coming up. I guess I'm gonna say Monday. Yeah, because I'm off this Monday, so I'll be rested. I'll be able to talk at a more extended pace. So I'm gonna probably name this from episode 10 to special edition, just to clarify. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free to contact us at wiseguygse at gmail.com. You could also get us at wiseguygse on Twitter. My email address is blackmagus, BLAKMAGUS, at gmail.com. So you can contact me directly if you have any questions or suggestions for the show. Thank you to everybody who supported us. You will get an audio version of this on Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play Music. So if you don't want to sit and watch the VOD and see my ugly face, you don't have to, because we will always put these podcasts in audio form for people who just want to chill out, relax, and just listen to it on the go. So that is it. So again, happy holidays to you guys. I will see you the next time on Wise Guy Digest. And that's pretty much it, guys. So deuces.